What shall we do? Where will we go? What is it for? Is there some more? Want something new? What are to do? Where we go, no longer me. Where we go, no longer me. Off on a spree, spree. Crossing the points, letting it go, no longer me. No longer me, got to go soon, got to be done. Waddling home to me, to you. Can it be true? Somehow it grew. What shall we do? Where we go, over to you, what are to do? Crossing the points, enemy. Will we see? And to do, what are to do? Go somewhere new. No longer me. What is it for? Implore, explore, what is it for? We roll, we know. We go, what are to do? Snuggling up. Over to you, then'll we be, then'll we see. When'll, then'll, what'll, where'll we go, where'll we be? What are to do? What is it for? Is there some more?
Yeah.
Well, that bit was a sort of a life's train journey. And my life has been, well, it's like a train. And I drag all the mistakes behind me in these wagons, as it were. Anyway, let's get back to where we were with the trains. Standing on platform is where coming through, stopping at nothing or no one, and all stations in between, without misunderstanding. The 4 o'clock through pain to ecstasy is now waiting on platform 1, and the woo dirty standing, change for the better. They have those announcers on trains still, on the stations, but apparently they do. I never noticed. It's just electronic stuff these days, and you read it. Right, now, just as a change of tempo, I wrote a nursery rhyme for a young lady who's a potter. Made cheese dishes, illustrating nursery rhymes, hickory dickory dock and all that stuff. And so she ran out of nursery rhymes, and she asked me to write a new one. And there's not many new ones about, I'll tell you, but here we go. This was my nursery rhyme, which was actually made into a cheese dish. There was a country bumpkin who thought he'd reach the sky, so he tried for several weeks to make a saddle for a fly. Then he walked a country lane to the top of yonder hill, and there he sat quite puzzled, because he couldn't reach it still. He began to build a staircase, up which he'd surely get, but he climbed into a cloud and came down wringing wet. This made him feel so weary, he went straight home to bed, and his snoring came as thunder from his head. We now got the politicians. You always have to have politicians right here. I don't know. It's a bit of a trade union job, this one. If there's blevers, income pop happen. Italy and sludge on a gumper jar. A gumper jar feet, a gumper jar sludge 'em. Sludge 'em feet if there's blevers, sludge 'em feet. Radical English, Shrey's, Bosses and Pluses. Obey, Sacker, Tabro, N-Ac, Enrection. Lepot, Nerp and Denk and Junk. Mop up the building, stop first. Group, Butch. Hutching throb. Love it. Love it, tongue in slow throw. Sup. Sup up and come to next vacu. If there's flowers, a comfort job.
So right.
Another change of tune. But Eternal Triangle. That sort of, you know, the love business. Very difficult. Eternal Triangle. Shh. 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 I'm sweeping, says the brush, trying to sneak up on the muck. But the muck responds by rising in wisps, hanging placidly, gaining protection, till the brush is choked and rests a while. And the ground doesn't care for the brush, though it doesn't so much hear as feel the shush. Then the shoveling's there with crackling grind, cursing the brush for scaring the muck, for it can't scoop what's come to the air. And the ground doesn't care for the shovel, for it feels its hatred for the brush. And after this row, the foolish brush goes shh, shh, onward as the muck settles, and the ground loves the muck, comforting her from shocks and keeping out the cold. But shh, don't tell the brush, for if the ground doesn't love him, who does? It isn't the shovel, nor is it the muck. And the brush will be pained, knowing the ground's not struck. Now this, I'm not going to say about this piece. It wasn't him last time. I missed it. I used to go to Lancaster and attending a monthly event we used to call Brazen Voices. And I was really the only brazen voice on the premises. Everybody else was a bit polite. This one is a bit brazen. You can either take it or, well, you just have to grin and bear it. I don't know whether I dare read it to all you ladies.
No, yeah,
Go for it.
We
All
won't
right.
listen, it's fine.
All right. I've never read it out before this, never. So, it's a world premiere, this. That was a cup of tea first.
So we need a cup of tea first.
Right. She opened her legs before me. Her fanny was lovely and wide. So taking my torch I went walking to find out what goes on inside. Beginning, I moved along easy on the slipperiest soft trampoline. I thought she was trying to please me when "you're tickling," she started to scream. As I bounced from the floor to the ceiling, doing I didn't know what, enjoying the funniest feeling, exploring our cunt to the top, I met with this horrible life form, wriggling and thin as a snake. "I'm here," it smiled, "just to help you. I wasn't called AIDS by mistake." I knew then that somehow I'd gone wrong, panicked and tried to turn back. In this here environment dampish, I should have been wearing me knack. I was scared. I escaped through a hole in a crater into some sort of very small room. I was shaking and then heard her laughing. The noisy sobs now in my womb. I paced up and down there quite wildly, seeing no one could hear me shout. I soon figured I was an hostage and tried then to kick my way out. I returned as a born-again mortal. They bumped me when I showed my face. It seemed like a terrible nightmare, the journey to get from that place. I now have only 2 questions. I wonder just who saved my life, and who on this earth is this woman? Is it me mother or what? Well, Premier, I didn't get that.
Good reception.
There was an old spider called Bruce, who spotting a fly buzzing loose, said, "You're looking much thinner, so please come to dinner, and I'll let you swing on my noose." Oh God, I'm into this one now. Yeah, I need a prop for this one. I'm not going to show you. I'm not going to let you see it. This piece is called Hearing Difficulties. Just walked in and not from the family, I do want to die. That's from everybody. Dropping up and looking. Looking like reality. No. Who has to move? Afraid to breathe. Seeing them and listening. Trust you heard all that. It's all clear. It's all written down, it's all there. The rest of it, well, this piece is called Market Cries, and I did a poetry reading in Leamington Spa, and afterwards they said it was all very good. One chap said that I didn't project. So shortly afterwards, I wrote this piece. He's never heard it, actually, this piece. But I'm sure he would think that I was projecting. It's called Market Cries. Bananas, 15 pence a pound to clear. 15 pence bananas. Have some sense. Have some sense around pyjamas. Pyjamas to clear. See sense. Pyjamas. Pyjamas. Let's commence a pound around pyjamas. Pyjamas. Pyjamas pound. Letters. Some sense each. Some sense. Letters, beats a pound, pyjamas pound. Come on now. Last few, letters, beats, some sense each. Pyjamas pound, pairs.
Yeah, I think you projected this very well.
I can't really read this piece. It's too poetry for me, this piece. But I'll try. It's called April Tree, and it's about it's about no, it's serious. It's about goes, the deeper most eyes never see. In April, petite in the wind, as a sturdy young tree, she's wearing her lead as if she wore but feathers, and keeping her dread, throwing sunniest weathers to those who would hold her to moments of being, have but endurable meaning, not seeming and fleeing, which satisfies those who are filled with conceit, with their facade displays or deceit, till etiquette crumbles, lies trip and tumble to certain defeat. So wring out the sponge till they throw in the towel and wipe up the mess of their vomiting bowel. And everywhere's clear as my dirt is as honest, it's clean. For facing the truth with a smile is to realise dream. And the mourners are mourning, the light of the dawning. Though heralds of morning have oft snubbed their warning, as they've tried to suppress what is deeper most eyes never see. Live on, Henrietta, live on, if only by me, forever and ever, the young spring's young April tree. She died of cancer this year. She died of cancer. She was. I like balls of reading. I don't know why I make a balls of reading it, but I always make a balls of reading that. I've only ever read it twice, but that was the second time, and I didn't do it right. Right, this one's a happier situation. We talked and talked of this and that, of pigs and parrots and pussycats, and doing joined up writing. I said how nice was her new hat, and everything was going fine. We made a plan for meeting hence when we would have vagina time, and peace bestowed by fearless trust, and all forgiving understanding that so enhances mundane lust, and doing join up writing. Yes, everything was going fine, and then the romance ended. Well, it had to, because she ate all my favourite biscuits. You can't do that to a fella, can you? I'm working hard up here now. This piece is called Strange Relations. Frustration aches to stay up late, with always bright, ever strong ambition. Fatigue, the child of busy over time, and friend of frustration, wants to go to sleep. Laissez-faire observes tomorrow is another day. Lazy, cousin of laissez-faire, agrees and mutters something about ambition being a dreamer. Inspired by lazy, fatigue upsets frustration by taking ambition to bed. Very tight, it's very tight. Just picture the sea. The sea and the sand, the bikinis galore, the lollies, the floss, the vanilla ice cream, the deck chairs, the rock, the donkeys and chips, and thunder and lightning and sudden shower as the sequin summer turned into a wet dream. inactivity is too long and busy work. In speaking it, the tongue waggles like a panicked worm. In writing it, the hand dances symbolitis. Verily, its writing and saying causes so much activity as to make it a veritable opposite to its saying. Or it stimulates so many ripples, it makes nonsense of itself. The word's nuts. Anyway, there's nothing in the universe that isn't moving. Therefore, inactivity is impossible. Impossible, stupid, crazy word it is. What a word? It's daft, a joker, means nothing. And what bit of meaning it has been dignified that it proceeds to destroy? Stupid word. Ridiculous, inept, unfunny, double standards incarnate. Imbecile, idiot, you think you're such a big word. You're fit for nothing. In fact, nothing and inactivity go together perfectly. Still's a better word than you are. Yes, still's twice the word than you are, you fool. You great big fool. You're twisted. You anti-radical twit. You get on my wick. The likes of you should have your syllables chopped off. You can't, this next piece is, it's all about, we were asked to, by an organisation to comment on those images, those photographs, and then I picked out the first one, which is a woman walking along with an umbrella, presumably in the rain. And it reminded me of that picture of The Singing Butler by Vetriano, the Scottish painter, who the arts world thinks is they don't like him because he didn't worship at the altars, and so I think he's not what he is actually. He did some very meaningful pictures. Anyway, this thing, I just wrote this little thing as my comment about that picture. It's recent work, and I don't know what's going in here really. It's called, it's about image one, and as I say, it's reminded me of image one of Vetriano. After Vetriano, vacantly strolling, fulfilled, satisfied, emptied, yet clinging on to the longing, the lust indulged, and dulged the dulge, the oozing doge. It's where to go after the dance, or to be there with Vetriano. That's all it is. I've gone to the end already, isn't that good? Oh, that's somehow.
Yeah. The Piper.
You didn't do it.
It's in
half a book again.
It should be in there. I checked.
What? The what?
The Piper. I checked the book. It should be in there.
Well, it's not here. Well, I'll find it.
Blossom's gone to get you a coffee.
Oh, well, I'll too. What else is going to show? We're going to show something else out.
I don't think so.
Go quickly in this one.
Did Gordon miss anything else out, Blossom?
Yes, you have, yeah. Stand up to the...
Yeah, wallpapers. And the story.
Oh, yeah, there's two. There's several there. The story, I didn't do that. Well, give me that copy and I'll do it. Love missing out there. Right. So the first thing, right, I'm going to sing to you now. It's a new sea shanty. Sea shanties, work songs. And there's a lot of work going out to sea at the moment. So I wrote a new sea shanty. From Scotland, from Ireland and further away, the wind farmers headed for Dovercourt Bay. Lay, lads, so lay, they came for a blowjob to Dovercourt Bay. Working and working and working all day, just riding the swell that delivers the spray. Lay, lads, so lay, to be welcomed ashore by that special smell. Lay, lads, so lay, which we call a blowjob on Dovercourt Bay.
Will you be singing that in October then?
Got another little limerick here. There was a young lady who screwed in a manner most awkward and crude. Then said a young fella, somebody should tell her, wallpaper hangs better glue. We've got the difficult ones now. The piper. I suppose after all that singing, a musical type, but it's quite appropriate really. So the piper. Squeeze my hero.
Maybe we did as well. The story? The story goes, yeah.
Strange relations. Don't get chips with that. On that.
It's after that, isn't it? I'll take this over.
Well, I think that might be where we got to.
This have you got with different ones in it?
This one is.
No, they've all got them in. It's just Gordon Hoyles.
You know that Chinese business. The story starts over here, and then it finishes up over there, and it's always slightly different when it gets over there. I mean, this town has lots of gossip. I hear it all the time, you know. And most of it is a bit weird, and a lot of it is totally wrong. So here we go with Chinese whispers. And it is that thing, it's the story goes. There are fairies at the bottom of my garden. That's the story. That's that's where it starts. There are fairies at the bottom of my garden. There are fairies round his bottom in the garden. Beware, it's just the fat one's bottom round the garden. I swear that sitting there has got a hard on. Oh, there has got a hard on at her bottom in the garden. Hey, he's just around the garden with his hard on. Oh, where? She sat not far from where his hard on. All praises pat her bottom in the garden. She said, spot on, that's not far from. The affair is that far on, his hard on's not far from. There's a fart on, beg your pardon, where he got on in the garden. Yeah, exactly, he got his sorted. I think I've done everything in the book now, I think so. Don't you? Ladies, you're not looking after me.
We're trying. We're getting confused ourselves.
You're getting confused.
Did you do snow?
Yeah, I did snow, didn't I? I did snow.
No. You didn't. I'll bring you another copy with that.
I'm sure I did
It's an
snow.
Emily.
You won't believe what these women put this together, you know. And it's supposed to be all straightforward. They organised it all so there was, you know, I wasn't looking for anything, it was a straightforward recital. And look at the cows you're going to Ireland.
I never knew collecting could be so hard.
Hello, Snow. Stick around. Pick and sound. Nice to see you again. Ice is about somewhere. Unbending friend of yours, Ice. Rather nice having such a close one. A perfect song together. But whenever, with a lovely show, your love grows and warms, Ice cracks up. Reality pokes through. Your cover-up job. And you break down. Go slushy. Joining Ice, gone puddled. And the fantasy goes until it snows. That must be all of it.
Yeah,
I'm sure
yeah.
that's all. Right, here we go. This is where we're at now. Strangely, the old ones taught the young ones with insistence, difficulty, test and punishment. And as strangely, the young ones accepted the wisdom, as without noticing, they became the old ones, and on the plateau, they couldn't find what the training had been for. So strangely, they taught the young ones with insistence, difficulty, test and punishment. And as strangely, the young ones accepted the wisdom, as without noticing, they became the old ones, and on the plateau, they couldn't find what the training had been for. So strangely, they taught the young ones with insistence, difficulty, test and punishment. And as strangely, the young ones accepted the wisdom, as without noticing, they became the old ones, and on the plateau, they couldn't find what the training had been for. So strangely, they taught the young ones with insistence, difficulty, test and punishment. And as strangely, the young ones accepted the wisdom, as without noticing, they became the old ones, and on the plateau, they couldn't find what the training had been for. So strangely, they taught the young ones with insistence, difficulty, test and punishment. And as strangely, the young ones accepted the wisdom, as without noticing, they became the old ones, and on the plateau, they couldn't find what the training had been for. So strangely, the old ones taught the young ones with insistence, difficulty, test and punishment. And as strangely, the young ones accepted the wisdom, as without noticing, they became the old ones, and on the plateau, they couldn't find what the training had been for. So strangely, the old ones told the young ones Yes, I promise you. As without noticing, the young ones became the old ones. Strangely, they caught the young ones.